The products which are rejected by the government, we don't import to in our port. Right. So here the domestic trade is not subject to any restrictions, but the international trade is subject to many restrictions. Okay. And the next one is nature. Here the nature of the domestic trade is confined to sale, transfer and exchange. Sale, transfer and exchange of goods takes place. Whereas in international trade, exports and imports will takes place. Exports and imports will takes place. Right. So in the domestic trade, the transactions like sale, transfer and exchange of goods between the persons will take place. Whereas in international trade, exports and imports, buying goods from one country and imports, selling goods to another countries, these activities will take place in international trade. And next one, specialization benefit. Specialization benefits. Here, the benefits of the specialization, the benefits of the specialization is confined to one country at which the domestic trade is operating. Okay, here in the international trade, the benefits of specialization, for both the trading countries. The benefits of specialization may applicable. Right. Here only one country in which the trading operations are takes place. But here there are two countries in which the trading operations are taking place. So the benefits of specialization in domestic trade is confined to one country where the trade activities are happening. Whereas in the international trade, the benefits of specialization is for both the trading countries. Okay, and next one is movement of goods. Okay, the movement of goods takes place in the domestic trade in the form of roadways and railways. In the international trade, the movement of goods takes place in the form of airways and waterways. So, these are the difference between domestic trade and international trade. First one, trade. In domestic trade, the trade takes place within the boundaries of the nation or within the country. Whereas in international trade, the trade takes place with other countries. Currency. The exchange of currency is not required. Whereas in international trade, the exchange of currency is required because we are operating more than two countries. So the denomination of the currency is different from one country to another country. That's why the exchange of currency is required in international trade. And risk. The risk and transportation cost is very low when compared with international trade in the domestic trade. Then the risk and transportation cost is high in the international trade. And restrictions. There is no restriction. It is not subject to the restrictions in case of domestic trade. In international trade, it is subject to many restrictions and the nature, sale, transfer and exchange of goods takes place in domestic trade, whereas exports and imports takes place in the international trade. And specialization benefits. The benefits of the specialization is derived to the home country where the domestic trade operations are happening, whereas the specialization benefits is for both the trading companies. Movement of goods. The movement of goods takes in the form of roadways and railways in the domestic trade, where it takes in the form of airways and waterways in international trade. And the volume of trade is one of the differentiating factors between domestic trade and international trade. Volume of trade. Here, in domestic trade, the volume of trade is dependent upon the population size, production capacity of the organizations. In international trade, the volume of trade is dependent upon the free entry of country. So, the free entry of the company into certain countries. For example, in some countries, we are restricting other countries to come with their product to our country. Then there are so many restrictions to enter into our market from other countries. So, what happens? They are not interested. They are not able to enter into our market with their product. So, the volume of trade is very limited. If the restrictions are not there, they can freely enter into our country and they can sell their product here. Then the volume of trade operations is wider. So, the volume of trade also differs from domestic trade to international trade. So, these are the differences between domestic trade and international trade. And the next topic is SEZ, which stands for Special Economic Zone. SEZ, which stands for Special Economic Zone. Special Economic Zones. SEZ is defined as an organization. It is a geographical region in which the economic laws are more liberal than the country's economic laws. We know that every company has certain economic policies and certain economic laws, but those laws are not applicable for the SEZ units up to some extent. Okay, here SEZ stands for Special Economic Zones. It is started to get the benefits of exports and to get maximum foreign direct investments. Okay, so the government of India announced SEZ policy in the year of 2000.